Assalamu alaikum. Yesterday we talked about the ionic bond, in which an atom can gain or lose electrons, and the ionic bond can be formed between metals and non-metals. This is very important. And it is very strong bond. It's very difficult to break this bond. It needs very high energy, and that affect many properties, as what we said yesterday. I hope that you memorize all these properties. Like the conductivity and the boiling and melting point, and so on. Today we are going to talk about the covalent bond. The covalent bond forms when atoms share. Here, this word is very important. Share. So, as what we said, the atoms share the electrons. The atom will not lose or gain any electron here. It will share. Okay? Like there is also specific type of covalent bond that takes place between the atoms of the same element, such as the gases, oxygen, for example, and hydrogen. Let's take the hydrogen because it's the easiest. Hydrogen, this is hydrogen, and it has only one electron. This is another bond of hydrogen, and it has also one electron. Okay, if this one lost, it will have nothing. If this one lost also, it will have nothing. So what is better for them? The better for them to share. So both atoms will bind together and the two atoms will share the pair of electrons. Count with me. Now, to complete the outermost energy level for hydrogen, how many electrons does the hydrogen need? 2, right? We said that hydrogen is an exception. It has only one electron, and it needs only one another electron to can fill its outermost energy level, to be 2, like the helium. The helium has 2. The hydrogen wants to be like the helium, wants to have 2 outermost electrons. Okay, now for this atom, how many electrons does it have? It has 2. For this atom, how many electrons it has in its outermost energy level? 2 also. خلاص, that's it. The 2 atoms reach the balance that they need. That's it. That's why hydrogen exists as H2. Okay? I will give another example. Also, this is an example about O2. The oxygen molecule. The oxygen molecule. This is a special type of molecules that are made of the same type of atoms. Only for gases. Always we hear Cl2, chlorine 2, O2, H2. That's it. That's why we see here they are they can't stay like one atom in the gas. This will be not stable. To be stable, they will come together and share their electrons. Look at oxygen. The oxygen has 6 valence electrons, right? They make for each one a special symbol, يعني for to can differentiate between the electrons. They make the electrons for this atom like balls, for this atom like X's, Okay, they to show us how they share the two pairs of electrons. Okay, now we said every one of them has only 6 valence electrons. So every one of them needs more 2 to finish the 8 outermost energy level, depending on the octet rule or the 8 rule that we mentioned in the last periods. Okay, look how they share. Look, this oxygen, if it was separated, it will be like this. Oh. Like this. 2 odds. When it come beside another one, they will share together as what you see. Now, if we count around this atom, we will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of them are for this. At the same time, also, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. So each one will have 8. As what we see, a pair of electrons is shared between them. يعني it can move around this. Sometimes it move around this nucleus. Sometimes it move around this nucleus. It can be used for 2. Like if your mother sometimes will buy a device, for example, and she will say this will be shared between you and your sister. You can use it. A book, for example. This book will be with you today, it will be with her tomorrow or tonight. So sharing. Here, sharing is caring. It means no one will give the other. It is for both of them. The pair of electrons here is for both of them. That's it. Let's go to the example of the water, which is very, very important. The molecule of water here. Look at the atoms before making the bonds. Here is the oxygen. Here is the oxygen. No. Okay, the oxygen has 6 valence electrons. Hydrogen has 1. Hydrogen here has 1. This needs 2. This needs to be 8. This needs to be 2. So to complete its outermost energy level, it needs another one. So it can share the like this. This is a pair of electrons, so it will have 2. At the same time, the oxygen has extra valence electron, so it becomes 7, but it is not enough for the oxygen, so it will need another hydrogen. You see now why it is H2O, not O2H, for example? Because oxygen needs 2 electrons to complete its outermost energy level. Now they come together. Look how they become. Now count with me. For oxygen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For hydrogen, for this hydrogen, 1, 2. For this hydrogen, 1, 2. That's it. The hydrogens have 2, and this is what they need to be in balance. The outermost energy level should have 2 for hydrogen. For oxygen, it should have 8, and it had. That's it. Sharing. This electron pair can move around oxygen and around hydrogen, sharing. Okay? طيب, this is another example too, which is the methane gas. Wait. The methane gas. Carbon has 4 valence electrons. It is in the group 14, so it has 4 valence electrons. The electrons that are in blue are for carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. The electrons that are in red for hydrogen. The carbon can complete its outermost energy level when it has 4 electrons. How it can take these 4 electrons? From 4 hydrogen atoms. That's it. So the carbon can complete 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And every hydrogen can complete 2. That's it. You understand? The covalent bond is very simple to be understood. Sharing. Only the rule is the 8 rule, to complete 8 in each outermost energy level except for hydrogen to complete 2. That's it. Okay. Now let's talk about here they said what is a molecule. For sure, the molecule is a group of atoms held together by chemical bonds, and I said that there is a specific type of molecules that is made of the same type of atoms, many atoms from the same type, only for gases, oxygen, hydrogen, and so on. A molecule is the smallest unit of a compound. Also, this we took it before. What is a molecule? Again, they repeat, they give you the drawing of water. So this slide is repeated just to explain about water again. No need for it. What properties do most covalent compounds share? يعني because of having this covalent bond, they have specific properties. Exactly like the ionic. We forgot to say here that the covalent bond is made between in the nonmetals, only in the nonmetals. Yes, I found where I wrote it. When two nonmetal atoms, here, nonmetal atoms bond. Okay, in the ionic we said metal with non-metal. Here the covalent bond only between non-metal atoms bond. Okay, now let's see what are the properties. First of all, some covalent compounds dissolve in water, other covalent compounds don't. Actually, this needs more understanding. You will take it later when you will take about the polarity, that some covalent molecules have polarity, so they will dissolve in water. Some other covalent molecules, they don't have polarity, they are non-polar, they will not dissolve in water. This you didn't take it, and you are not demanded to understand it now. Just they said that some covalent compounds dissolve, some don't, without mentioning the reason. The reason you will understand it later, and it's very important. Wax is one of the molecules that are not polar, they don't dissolve in water. Okay, they have a stronger attraction to the other wax molecules than they have to the water molecules, so the wax does not dissolve in water. This you can take it only as an example, no need to memorize it even. No need to memorize it. This is only an example. The wax doesn't dissolve in water. That's it. This is enough. Okay. Well, also here, when a covalent compound melts or boils, the covalent bond holding the molecules together don't break as ionic bonds in an ionic compound do. So, what will happen here? They don't break. We said in the ionic, increasing the temperature will break the ionic bond later or finally, and we said because ionic bond is very strong, this needs very high temperature, and that's why the melting point and the boiling point for the ionic molecules is very high, are very high. Okay, here the bond can't be broken at all. They can be broken. Instead, one molecule separates from another. Separates from another. They can't be broken, but they separate from another. Let's accept. يعني for example, here is, for example, ice. We said in the solid they have arranged particles, okay, arranged molecules. Now, when we increase the energy, okay, the covalent bond between the oxygen and the hydrogen will not be broken. They stay together. They will not break. What will happen? The molecules themselves, okay, can move apart from each other. That's what they mention here. They said, but in the ionic, they separate from each other. The wax molecules have, not this. We are talking about this slide. This slide, they don't break, but they separate from one another. And that's why they tend to have lower melting and boiling points than ionic compound. So it's enough for you to memorize that they have lower melting and boiling points. يعني what is in blue. Most covalent compounds are poor conductors. Poor conductors. You remember when we talk about the ionic, we said that there are charges, there are positive charges, negative charges, there are electrons that move out of the atom. That means there are charge. This is electricity. That means they can move electricity. They can conduct electricity, right? We said the solid are poor conductor. When they are melted, they become better conductors. When they dissolve in water, they become better conductors. Also here, they are poor conductor. They are poor conductors totally. Unlike ions, which are charged molecules, are neutral. Neutral يعني they have no charge. They have no charge. That's it. This is everything for the covalent bond, and I hope that everything was clear. If you have any question about today's lesson, please send it. And as I said yesterday, please study very well for the next week. We will have something to check your progress.